Got to hit the button. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. You are here in the Java Cafe this morning, and I am excited to speak with this young man. I met him in summer of 23 out in Cambridge at an event for Ayanna Pressley, our Congresswoman, showing love and support for Black men. And I got to meet him there. And then I listened to him and learned about a little what he did, but then I got to read some of the things that he's doing in the correspondence with him and Anissa to get him on the show today. So we're here to talk to a great young man that is preparing our young people in high school to go to real estate. And so I need you to hit that share button, invite some others into the Java Cafe to hear this great information that this young man is going to share with us this morning. And without further ado, and I'm going to take a stab at the last name, brother, to get it right. Nelson. Oh, I'm not even going to. It's three. Okay, he's trying to help me out. Okay, yeah. Nelson. Otuechere. No. Come on, man. Help me out, brother. Introduce yourself.
Yo, I swear, man, my white brothers and sisters, they get it right the first time, man. It's always our people that Otuechere.
All right, you're going to start off with violence this morning. Okay. Nah, it's good to see you in the room, brother. It's good to see you in the room. Got to see you a couple of weeks ago at the New England Wealth Summit with Alex, Denise, and Taylor and the team. And so please say good morning to the folks and introduce. Watch out there now. You got the Java. Okay, so whatever, man. You go anyway. Come on, say good morning to the folks. Introduce yourself, and then we'll go a little bit into your story of how you got into the space of real estate, and then what made you make the switch from just being about getting the wealth yourself and wanting to be intentional about making sure that our young people have this information. And I believe that, in the right circumstances, they can walk away as a real estate agent, or at least be further along in the process. And so please say good morning to the folks, and we'll get into the work of what you're doing.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nelson. Java, thank you so much. Before I even get started, I want to definitely commend you for the work that you've been doing in the community. Keep at it. You are the voice of the people, and I'm really, really delighted to get a chance to share my story a little bit and then talk about this initiative that I'm on. But yeah, Nelson, born and raised Boston. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the owner of NCO Realty Group, NCO Property Management. And now I'm kickstarting a startup nonprofit called PREP. PREP's mission is to empower a new generation of entrepreneurs through real estate education training. So, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's a whole lot, man. I can give you the long mission.
Well, let me ask you some questions first. Let's go into your story. You're an entrepreneur. You're a Black man that has grown up here in Boston, and you have made great achievements. Everybody hasn't been able to recognize or take advantage of some of the opportunities that you had. And so tell us your story. And that doesn't mean that there wasn't life's issues. We Black men that grew up in Boston.
Oh yeah. No, I embody that of overcoming situations, man. I keep this Maya Angelou poem in the back of me for a reason, just to keep me, rooted, present, and, to persevere. And I'm just in gratitude for, how far I've come up into this point, right? So the biggest situation, when trying to propose and pitch a nonprofit is your why, right? What the mission is, right?
Yes, sir.
So, the biggest thing for me is, every day I'm out there on the field hustling and busting, but many people don't understand why they're doing what they do, whether it's a nonprofit or in their personal career journey, right? So, as it relates to what started and who I'm working with, the demographic of prep reaches high school students, right? So, I specifically get into me as a
Hold it up.
17.
Push it up a little bit closer. You good. Push it closer to the camera
Oh
so they can
man,
see it. Up a little bit. I got you. Up a little
I
bit.
hate this picture, man.
No. So that's why you're not showing it perfect. No, you're good.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
The reality of this is this speaks of a transformation between me encountering an unfortunate situation as a high school senior, right? Up until this point, growing up in the city of Boston, you can imagine getting so close to graduating high school, I encountered an unfortunate situation in which within 1 month, Jimmy, within 1 month, 3 months before graduating high school, I'm arrested, locked up, thrown in jail. I'm released back into high school, kicked out of high school, and then given an opportunity, right, to take an internship to graduate, right? So you then come, the prep program comes full circle in regard to, some of the similarities that I went through in what I'm inquiring, right, and what I'm offering. So, after overcoming that milestone, I guess as a 17, 18-year-old, right, I then go to college. And then now, after overcoming that milestone, I understand what the repercussions of having a criminal record is, right? So, I apply for a job, I get pretty much denied. In that same moment, I meet a gentleman by the name of Richard Taylor. He's offering a real estate course, right, at Suffolk University. I take the real estate course. Fast forward, I don't look back. So now to this present day, I'm here in my own office. Never had a 9-to-5 job in my life. And now I'm on a mission to empower and pretty much pay it forward, right? Reach out to 17, 18-year-olds who could also have real estate be, a bridge to a career or an opportunity to save their own life. In hindsight, I can honestly say it was through God's grace and favor,
Yes, sir,
that I was able to look at the rejection as a redirection and a purpose, right? So when I'm looking at just the mission as it stands as a whole, this is an opportunity for me to be spiritually enriched. It's not about the money at this point, right? Every day as I'm dealing with children, it's almost like a self-reflection of, what I'm going through, and I can see myself in them, right? So that's my why, and it keeps me pretty much rooted in this passion project. So we could talk a little bit about how it started. Once I was dealing with the first, because I'm dealing with 50 students now, but last year I had just had 2. So in 12 months, I mean, a whole lot has happened, and I'm right now actually in the present moment of trying to finish up the first, or excuse me, the actual rollout with the 50 students. And we could talk about the experience and how fun that's been.
We're definitely going to go into that, but I would be remiss, bro, if I did not take the opportunity. One, shout out to Richard Taylor, the good brother. 2 is you spoke to a lot of experience that our Black men have, where in the past they have made, we all have made bad decisions or decisions where we didn't know the full outcome. And let's keep it real, in some situations we had an idea of what the outcome would be, and they have done their best. They went, in some cases, have served time, some wrongfully, have served time and given society back their just due. But then when they come home and they're trying to be a productive citizen to society, they experience what you did as getting denied the job because of their past. If you had the opportunity to speak to a room full of Black men that are in the middle of dealing with that right now, not even really looking at entrepreneurship, but just trying to get a job and just trying to get an opportunity in some space to be like, yo, yep, I did it. I paid my dues. Now I'm ready to do what I'm supposed to do as a black man in this society, as a brown man. Bro, what would you say if you could speak to them?
I honestly, I want to answer that question directly, right? But I also
Please
want
do.
to, yeah, you know, it's a very traumatic experience that I went
Yes, sir.
through, specifically because it was a situation that I didn't, like, it was out of my control. So in
Yes,
other
sir.
words, you know, there's some people who are like, why did this happen to me, right? So at 17, 18 years old, I had that why did this happen to me moment, and then you have to pull yourself up. So, you know, this wasn't something that I maliciously did, but as it pertains to your question, I think opportunities are everywhere, right? You just have to be intentional about where you're heading, right?
Yes, sir.
In terms of whether you want to even consider entrepreneurship, you have to be intentional, right? I can tell you right now, when I got licensed as a real estate agent in 2011, it took me, you know, almost 9 long years to ultimately get me to a place to where I can own my company, right?
Yes.
And that didn't speak for learning how to manage people. That didn't speak for learning how to structure time. That didn't speak for me, you know, showing up and making sure that, you know, I had to leave bad habits behind. So, you know, that transitional period speaks for just being intentional about life. And everybody's story and perspective is unique. So I can't really, there's no one answer for that, my brother.
Yes, sir.
I would say that, you know, the people that you do meet don't, you know, it's not by chance, right? I know everybody that I have met along my journey all played a part in this big piece, right? Even to what I'm doing now. So I would just say life is about showing up. I think opportunities are going to present themselves as long as you're intentional and as long as you're putting good energy out there. I think opportunities will. Sorry to give you a cliche answer, but it's you know,
You're good.
I'm here to speak the truth, man. I'm not going to tell
No,
people that things are going to just turn around like that.
yeah. No, I wasn't looking for that. I was
Yeah,
looking for the real, and I wouldn't say it's cliche. It's the intentional piece that, you know, it brings up the conversation of limited opportunity versus that piece of, you know, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and whatnot. But when you were giving your testimony, I just really heard an opportunity for you to speak, be able to speak to brothers, because I've encountered a lot of brothers most recently that are just from fathers to just different things where it's just really not going that well for them. And as much as there are attempts to support them, I also knew you could speak to it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't let that
yeah.
opportunity go by without having that out on Al Gore's internet. So let's go
There's a
into
quote that I loved, and I can't find who came up with the quote, but it's trouble is opportunity in work clothes. So as entrepreneurs, my mind is always trained to problem solve, right? Like this we don't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond, right? So again, looking at it in hindsight, it took me 17 years for me to realize that, yo, a 9 to 5 wasn't for me. Seriously, you know?
at least you did it in not well, go ahead. Sorry. It took me time to that, maybe around 30. Go ahead.
Yeah, but God bless you, right? But I mean, Jimmy, check this out though. When I answer that question, I mean, you and I get it, but the average person don't want to hear, I ain't waiting 15 years. The average person wants to hear, yo, how can I get it tomorrow?
That
You
it
dig?
goes to that immediate gratification. Dude, come on, let's go. Let's go. I'm not messing with you this morning.
Yeah.
All right. So let's we gonna need it. Anissa, we need to get him on this. And I've been saying after dark for weeks, but we need you on after dark about
Man, thank you.
men's issues and whatnot. And I looked it up because we do this stuff in real time. The author of that quote, it says problems are only opportunities in work clothes by Henry J. Kaiser. Is a great quote about dealing with challenges. And so thank you for that perspective. And you got them in here sipping coffee with you, Sharon Cornelius, and
Man, what
Anissa
up?
as well, who you've been in correspondence with. So There's the personal testimony. Thank you for sharing that and being real and speaking to the question and being open to the last few minutes. I wanted to ask you to tell the part of the testimony where you said you went from 2 students last year to where you're now faced with the wonderful challenge of graduating a cohort of, well, first of all, what do they get out of the program? What do they get out of the program before we find out what they're about to achieve?
So what we offer, I think the tangible thing is their real estate license, if they're committed to the process. So the program not only offers support around the pre-licensing course, so we have instructors a part of the prep program that are going to teach the 40-hour required education to pass the real estate exam. But we have practice exams. We also have math tutors. And we have, thank you. Yo, this site needs work, man. I promise you, man. We
Go ahead, man.
Just back in 2 months.
We would have never known nothing. And I learned that the hard way because I'm the same way. My team gets me all the time at events for saying stuff that I ain't supposed to say. But listen, we don't keep talking, bro. We got you.
So Jimmy, you talk about just showing up, right? Like
Yes,
literally sir. For a 17 or 18-year-old who doesn't know anything about real estate, all they need to do is just show up. You know, to this present day, a 40-hour real estate pre-licensing course is normally done in about 2 weekends. So the vision I have is, because, you know, we don't want to structure the program in which they're going to school twice, right? So
yeah,
it's pretty much a friendly 45-minute to an hour session, right? That's done while they're in school, right? And then they do it for 3 to 4 weeks. And then once they graduate high school, we're going to offer 2 different real estate pre-licensing courses throughout the summer. Now, the law requires each participant to be 18 years old to be licensed. Mm-hmm. So again, we're going to run 2 different programs. But Jimmy, imagine this. Imagine a real estate school that's just for 18-year-olds, right, from the inner city. So that's the vision that we're going to carry out. And then we have a 1,500 square foot space that we're pretty much creating. I think you've seen some of the visuals done by Dean. Dean done the Mandela mural on Warren Street. So if you look at Dean 5, you could pull up his Instagram. You could see, you could pretty much see some of the work that we've done. So I'm invested in this vision, right? Now, the special thing about the last cohort, right? The 2 students, the office that I'm in right now, they helped me co-create this space. So let me just tell you something. In 5 weeks, when I was dealing with them, not only was I able to have them shadow me, right? I was able to have them pretty much shadow me while I'm going to court, right? I had clients trying to sue me. I had them pretty much seeing what it is to deal with managing agents, right? I had people coming in to drop off checks. So they're seeing me in the process of managing as an entrepreneur, and then from a creative space, getting them to exercise their visual mind, right, in creating an office, all within 4 to 5 weeks. And then to the last, I think the second to last day, one of the students says, yo, we should use this space to do an art gallery. So I created an art gallery, and then we called local artists, and then we created a soft opening for the art gallery. So in my mind, I said, if I can create this much of an impact with 2 students, how would this look like if I spread it with all the schools? So that's exactly what I did. So now we have about 5 high schools that we're pretty much combining. I could tell you about the first cohort, which just wrapped up at the end of April, which was Tech Boston.
Okay.
You know, I have so many dope, life-changing stories from that. But yeah, to this present day, the second cohort for this year is right now we have Excel, which is in South Boston. We have Madison Park High School. We have Boston Green Academy. Yeah. And then we have Brighton High School. So Boston Green Academy, Brighton High School, Madison, and Excel. So we have 4 different high schools pretty much all coming together, starting their real estate journey. Now, the interesting thing about it is, everybody's going to ask me, what if they don't want to do real estate, right?
Mhm.
Now, we're in a city of Boston with a rich history, right? But we're one of the top real estate markets in the nation. So, I often pretty much suggest that if you have a driver's license, you should have a real estate license, right? There's so much stuff happening around us, right?
Yep.
But, every day has been kind of like a new experience, right? The last session we had, I took all 4 high schools, brought them together. I brought them to fair housing. We did an event. City Councilor Henry Santana was there. One of the representatives of fair housing asks them, do they know what the word gentrification means? And ask me how many people raised their hand.
All of them.
No. So, looking at it from an optimistic mindset, I said, all right, I'm on the right path. I'm doing something, right? Because at the end of the day, the program is mainly about just making sure they can leave with something,
Yes.
making sure that, when they walk outside their house, or if they're going down a Blue Hill Ave and they see development going on, something in their mind could at least click to whatever they heard throughout the program,
Yep.
Whether it's the word development, whether it's, there's so many things that I
Health.
want them to, yes. So,
Flipped. All of that.
yeah.
So let me ask you, you said something there about bringing 4 high schools together. And again, I, ask questions off your last answer. That was a great achievement because we know presumably there's a presumption our young people bringing together from different sets, different high schools, all that other stuff. You were able to bring them together focused, and you're not, we haven't heard about any beef or anything happening at the prep event. How were you able to get that done?
That was the biggest thing. Let me tell you something, Jimmy. I initially, before I took on this task, right, I went to every high school. There was some cases where I was lucky enough to meet the principal, like Mrs. Gordon at Excel, an amazing sister. But there were some instances where I had to, go through a guidance counselor or, whoever. But I think I want to get into the steps, right? Because this would make sense, right? The kids, they want to know who I am, right? So I start with the presentation. I figure out what each school schedule is going to be like, and then I try to sync that with a program, and then the people who are going to be a part of the program. But with every school, I had to pretty much meet each and every student, and I had to ask that question, like, do you have beef with certain people, right?
Yep.
God loves your boy, man. So luckily I haven't been in the situation where it hasn't where it's been that, it's been a at the news summit. Again, when you see me with all those students, that was the first time they were all together
at the event.
Yes.
So you brought them to the event.
Yeah. So and I think the powerful thing about that is, because they're already, again, we talk about the intention piece, right, from earlier, because they're already putting themselves and setting out to follow through with the program. I think a lot of them have the same mindset, right? So I think the powerful thing is, I want to see how that network's going to look like when they're, 10 years later, when they're 28. Can we establish more of a young Black professional network in the city of Boston through this program, right? So these are some of the things that I think could come about once this rolls out.
And I mean, even not just to the networking, but I'm sure somewhere in there, you talk to them about gathering and garnering their money together. And who knows, 5 years from now, 3 or 5 of them get together and do something big and name it after you, for your investment.
Man, no, I don't know about that. It's interesting. I am talking to one of the people from the Wakula Street community.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. I think that would be cool. Wakula Street is a street in Roxbury where some of the property owners got together and they bought up some of the property on that street. You should look it up. It's pretty dope stuff.
Listen, I was encouraged to apply for marketing in the cannabis space industry. And if that flips and does right, then we can go into the real estate. Brother Conan's been encouraging me to get into that space
Shout out
as
to him.
well. Yeah. We belong everywhere. That's
Yeah.
my guy. So let me
Shout out to
ask
him.
you, we're coming up on time a little bit. I want to be sensitive to that. Are you doing anything where young people that aren't in Boston Public Schools, are you doing any summer program in addition to this? Is there an opportunity for folks away from being in school to take advantage of what you're doing?
Yes, we're working on that right now. The truth of the matter is, we have the instructors, right? So
Yeah.
again, just show up. Just show up. Again, I'm dealing with almost 50 students now, so I want to make sure that like I could get them
Yep.
taken care of first.
Quality. Yep. Quality.
The space is there. The instructors are there. You know, I could have it to where if I have to include a third or fourth round of, or maybe just get more instructors, then we can add more people to the group.
So let me ask you this, and I don't know, most of the folks in here are authors and do different things. I'm not sure who's in real estate, but if you either find that you need more instructors or any advertisement to get young people, get us the information so we can get it out, because and you said you do math tutoring as well, right? So do you need like math, and they may not know real estate, but do you need like folks that are good at math?
Yeah. So there's
Well?
there's a portion of the exam that has math.
Yeah.
So, you know, we want to make sure that like I think so I want to just include this, right? The importance of having a space or this youth center hub that I'm trying to create is because we can't bank on that every participant's home life is going to be conducive to a learning environment, right?
Yes, sir.
So we want to have a space where they can come and just zone out, right?
Yep.
Another milestone that we will overcome is you know, after people are taking the pre-licensing course, there's a waiting period for when they can get scheduled for an exam. So we have to stay on top of everybody who's going through this, right? So it's going to take a village. I'm a part of that village. And thank you for giving me your platform so I can, you know, expand.
It's a pleasure, brother. We do have one question. I think I know the answer, but clarify. Are real estate licenses reciprocal from state to state? I think that answer is no, because aren't there laws from state to state?
Yes, Massachusetts have states that, you know, honor reciprocity, but you can look that up. But no, not from state to state.
Okay. And then one other thing from one of our church mothers in here, and it's interesting because in every industry, there's always, unfortunately, some bad actors. And so Mother Marion is just Pastor Marion is encouraging you to just please make sure they work with integrity. And I think, Pastor, you ascertained from this young man that is something that exudes from him. And my mother, Nelson, you were doing great work. So that's from Mama Java.
Thank you, Mama Java.
And she also said, check with the local community college and see if there are students that can do internships at your organization. So, and Real Boston Media, go check this out and get it out to the young people. This guy is helping young people get set up for their real estate license, bro. Like that's major. I'm just trying to make sure there were no more questions. There's a suggestion. Nelson, I think your new quote should be, a wise man will make more opportunities than he finds. And that's from Francis Bacon. So folks are really feeling you in here, man, and the work that you're doing. And it's I had an idea, but to get the detail like we got today is just amazing. And so folks on the screen right now, and I'm actually going to put it in the comments as well, you can go to the website to get information. They are currently, as this is the way you say, Brother Nelson, our website is currently under construction. But go there. It's at least enough for you to get connected and stay up to date with what's going on. If you know some young people that may be interested in this, if you know someone that has retired from real estate or wants to volunteer to be instructors and or I would presume at some point mentors, just reach out to Brother Nelson and let him know your area of expertise and push for young people to get on the track early in life. Absolutely, Auntie Java. So, Brother Nelson, man, I appreciate you. It was great to see the young people there because I remember seeing like younger people. And for a quick second, I'm like, wow. Of course, my thought is, yeah, they need this information early, but that intentionality for them to go into that space and see so many entrepreneurs that are pizza shop owners, real estate moguls. I mean, media personalities and all that other stuff. It was definitely amazing to
So
see
the
that.
interesting thing about all of that is, I brought them. So I don't think you understand the motto that I'm pretty much ushering is learning real estate outside the classroom. So the first high school was Tech Boston,
Mhm.
which started in April, and I put everybody on a bus, and it was almost like taking them on a field trip every session. Not a field trip, but like, so when you talk about the Wealth Summit, I brought them to Alex Edwards,
Yep.
for them to learn an intro to real estate. I brought them to Joseph Charles, shout out to him, his pizza shop, to learn about
Yep.
what it is to balance being a landlord and entrepreneurship, right? I've been bringing them to the Bruce Bowling, right? And then having them do workshops. I brought them to Beckma. So it's been a lot of just interesting things, because the beauty in all of this is you get to see where, like I said, where these students are at right when they're on the way out to
Mhm.
graduate. And then again, it could be a life transforming thing. And what we want to do is we want to create just an opportunity, people who want to get involved, to also be spiritually enriched. And I guess you can reach out to me. I'm pretty easy to get in touch with. I don't know if can I type my email in the
Yeah,
chat?
put it in
Okay.
put it in the chat, and I'll put it up there
Okay.
as well. The other thing I want to ask while you're doing that, presumably you're in touch with Mary Skipper, Corey McCarthy, folks at BPS. I know you're doing the direct with the schools, but a lot of times when this sign off and support comes from Central, it's kind of like, schools have their autonomy, yes. But if you are in touch with brother Corey McCarthy.
Shout out to him. Yes, I've
Okay,
met with
okay.
him.
Okay, great. And hopefully this is on the superintendent's radar as well. And so while Nelson
Yeah,
is putting his email in, please also go to the website and get more information as well. And then put the email in the private chat for me because it didn't come through yet.
got it.
Or do
Got it.
like me, I'll type something and forget to hit enter.
Jimmy, I think it's important to I want to notice that for everybody who signed up this year, we will be giving out certificates. So we'll make it one event to where you
Okay.
could see what happened in the last 2 months.
Okay.
We want to make it a community event, and I would love for you to show up.
Yeah. Just get you got Anissa's email, get her the date. I will do my best. I got your email right here. And we're going to put that in so folks can contact you. I'll put it in the comments as well as on screen for the folks that take a screenshot. So there is Nelson's email address right now. Serious inquiries only. This is a busy brother. And I also wanted to make sure they had the website as well. And so there is the website. And then also, they doing fancy now. And the email address. Where did it go? All right, there it is. So please check this brother out if feel inclined. Do you have a donate button on your website?
Yeah, we should. I gave you 2 emails. I'm sorry.
Okay. Which one did we? Should I take this one?
You.
Hold on. we don't want to put the personal one up there. You might be getting the wrong increase, brother. Let me get the right one. And also, hold on. Can you go through and delete? Hold on for a second. Let me just get it out the comment. Okay, we deleted it. And then I'll put the right one up there real quick. Oh boy, they asking me if I want to put myself in timeout and all that. Nah. All right, here is the email address, the proper one to reach out to Brother Nelson to make sure you can follow up with him and get the information, and then the website is there as well. Okay, so this is the email address that you all want to use, nelson@preppyouth.com, and also you can go to the website to get information as well. So Brother Nelson, please keep us up to date with what you're doing. Get the team the date, and I will do my best to try to make it out there. And I appreciate you sharing this and I hope that you get the capacity to do it beyond Boston Public and make this like just an open cohort, and you run it whenever you want to and you set the schedule or whatever, because this speaks to wealth. potential wealth for our young people, and we know that that is a good combatant rather to poverty, depression, mental illness, things like that. And so I appreciate you, brother, for all that you do in community.
Absolutely. Likewise, likewise. Before I segue, I want to make a special shout out to my sisters, man, my queens, Courtney Leonard, right? I think
Oh yeah,
yeah, dope, amazing sister.
Courtney. Courtney Boston. Let's use her stage name on here.
My bad. She got a. Is she popping out here? I didn't know.
she popping. That's the full gov. I'm messing.
Okay.
I think it's both on social media. I'm really just messing, man.
Yeah. Sorry
Just
for the.
over her with a couple of other sisters. They just crossed over with Delta, and they're out there doing things. She has Woke Women Radio. That's doing some great stuff. So
amazing sister. She really. Her and Angie Camacho. Don't know if you know her. Sisters that really have helped me. As I've been trying to roll this out, it has not been easy just dealing with, the schools and the school government and all that. But yeah, everything has been moving at a very, very good speed. And Java, thank you so much for your opportunity to, give me this platform, and to be continued, man. We'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
We'll want to get updates, and I'm sure the audience will too, just to see. They definitely love when folks come on and share their story, and especially one like yours. And so please keep us up to date with everything you're doing. And I look forward to getting that flyer talking about February vacation, April vacation, December vacation, summer vacation. Come and check out Prep Youth at your building. Building. You're doing it the way you want to.
So, absolutely.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Take care.
Thanks, King. Folks, make sure you share that information with some young people, especially if he mentioned some schools. I'm sorry. I think Natasha asked if he was at English High, and I forgot to ask him that. And so please forgive me for doing that. I think we are getting ready to go. It is 9:41. Let me just look and see who is going to be with us tomorrow. I was really amazed by what this brother is doing. And it is so needed. I mean, the opportunities that he's offering these young people is crazy. All right. Tomorrow is our call-in show. I have the opportunity to chat with Anthony Davis, who is number 111, and yours truly number 163. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all, I think I'm talking about the Boston Magazine 150 most influential list. I think it is out online. There was a lot that went on around a digitized copy that went out, and yeah. And went to an event yesterday, and somebody surprised me with a hard copy, and I left it. We were taking pictures, I put it down, and I don't have it no more. So, I emailed the group and asked folks. I think this is the one. Jesus. Oh, here it is. No. Yo, why? So at some point today, supposedly, the list is going to be available. The full list is going to be available online. I'm going to just see. Nah, it's let's see what happens. I'm only mentioning this and taking this time now because a few people have asked where can they see it. I've had a couple elected officials be like, "Where's the list?" Wait. So hold on. Sorry, I'm just discovering some things over here. All right. The list is not out yet. We're going to get off of here. Everybody have a wonderful day. Please plan to join. They took Anissa. But then they got a portal open. It cover reveal 100 most influential. Who's shaping? But then, all right, I'm getting off of here. Yes. What did I do now, Lord Jesus? I'm getting off of here. We'll see you tomorrow with Anthony Davis at that list. Supposedly, I saw that today's the 23rd, right? Maybe around 12 o'clock, they're going to repost it or update it. But yeah. Anyway, Anthony and I are going to talk about the list tomorrow. We are hopefully getting some folks to call in. You all may have seen, and this is on me. Shout out to Anissa that just manages me, and maybe if I change my mind or something or don't remember. But a post went up about general public calling in. We're not there yet. But we're going to have some folks that are on the list hopefully call in tomorrow, or it may just be Anthony and I talking about the list. We're going to talk about list and talk about and we're going to read for you the beginning of what Boston Magazine says about this list. And they've completed their goal. Let's start the conversation. And there's a whole lot of conversation going on around this list. So, and Miss Teresa said last year it was up on the 19th. Okay. And Sherry, excuse me. Y'all see Sherry? She thinks she's slick. She's like, keep talking. Y'all getting an hour. I need y'all to put y'all little gift cards together and sponsor a Java with Jimmy a meetup. All right, I'm getting off of here. Belinda said, what put me on the list? Listen, that it's interesting. All right, so I'm getting off of here. They obviously have not put the this year's list up yet. And when it does come up, I'll make sure that we post the link so folks can see it. And if you see hard copies out there, remember Anthony and I. All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We, as in Anthony and I, and have a great afternoon, everybody. Last couple of comments. I am going to eat and drink, Miss T. Yeah, you might not want Papa Bear to call in. Peace and no, but Pops, you can anytime. We don't have it set up to vet calls. You know how you can, someone in the background can, hi, thanks for calling in. What would you like to talk about? The call would just be live, and I'm getting some interesting attention from people that are lighter than me. And so yeah, we're not going to set y'all up to be subject to hear some things and set me up to, maybe have to go after dark a little bit. I'm messing. Pam. So Anthony and I are going to talk about the list. And as I said in my commentary the other day, not being on this list, and this is not just Pam is good. This is not in just response to Pam, but everyone. And I said it the other day, there are a lot of people like Pam and others that are doing great work in our community and don't make lists, don't get awards, don't get recognized. That's one reason we have the Red Cup Awards. Not as extensive as a lot of things and not as prominent as the 150, but a gesture of thanks and appreciation and a notion that, hey, I see you. And so that's why we have the Red Cup Awards. And in that vein, though there's a lot of opinion, for some that make lists and get recognized, we're not going to lie. It is a good fit. We're human. Who does not like to be patted on the back? You don't do it. Let's keep it clear. You're not doing it for that. But when it happens, who denies? Well, someone would say, James, you do. Who denies accolades? You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about this with Anthony tomorrow, and folks are going to call in that are on the list, and that's it. So anyway, I make lists every day. Then I forget where I put them. I'm not messing with you. All right. I am out of here. If I'm in Senate calls, several elections, making cold calls. I work for Next Ticketing. Get at me. Used to be a supervisor call center. Belinda. I used to be a supervisor at a call center for a phone nation, and I used to work at a bank taking calls, making calls, in several elections, making cold calls. I work for Next Ticketing. Get at me. Belinda, what the heck? Okay, let me go up and see what's going on in the conversation. Oh, Java with Jimmy meetup to get the. Let me get off of here. Y'all, what you call it? Sharon talk about how's the weather. All right. Y'all ain't slick. It's 9:48. Y'all have a wonderful day. And we'll see y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. With brother Anthony Davis Jr. See y'all later.